Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Premier vice-président de la Commission européenne. Maintenant, je donne tout de suite la...
Thank you very much to the Vice President, first Vice President of the European Commission. I give the floor now to the Chief Brexit Negotiator, Mr. Barnier.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, President. And good morning to everybody. This is a special morning and a serious one, too. Part of the very long negotiation process. My first words, Minister, ladies and gentlemen, are to say to you that on behalf of the team that I have the honour to lead with the trust of President Juncker, I would like to say that my thanks are very sincere and lasting for all the confidence that the Parliament has placed in me. I was saying earlier, the confidence of presidents, that this is not something that falls from heaven. It isn't invented, nor is it simply given as a blank check. It is a trust that is based on dialogue, on transparency. And from the very first day, this has been the case, and the trust will remain based on dialogue and on transparency. Yesterday evening's vote that Vice President Timmermans mentioned, and you did too, Minister, just prolongs and makes worse deep uncertainty that was created almost 3 years ago now by the sovereign decision of the UK that we do respect, even though we regret it. That was an uncertainty that, of course, affects the United Kingdom, in particular Northern Ireland, but that also affects us and all of our countries. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that the responsibility for the Brexit decision belongs solely to the United Kingdom. And today, our first responsibility to find a way out of the impasse that the negotiations are in, that responsibility lies fair and square with the United Kingdom, and that is what was said loud and strong by the President of the European Council, Donald Tusk, yesterday after the vote. We have tried to find solutions together, solutions to each problem, and there are countless problems. Human ones, social ones. There are legal and technical problems. There are economic and financial problems created by Brexit. And to try to manage all of these different consequences in order to stay side by side with the United Kingdom in an ordered exit from the European Union. That's been our aim from the word go and is still our aim. And the objective of the EU has always been to reduce the level of uncertainty by ensuring that there is an ordered exit, and then thanks to that ordered and orderly exit, and thanks to the trust that we will build because of that orderly exit, that the time we will have to take to do what we need to. So that time will be between 21 months and 4 years for another negotiation. And I've always said that this is the most important one, beside Brexit and the exit. That is the most important one because it's about the future relations that we want to build with the UK, which, whatever the circumstances, will remain a country that is our friend, a country that is an ally, and a country that is a partner. So that is what we have done in our negotiations over several months with the government of the United Kingdom, with them and never against the government of the United Kingdom. A withdrawal agreement which is in the interest of citizens, of business, and of all stakeholders on both sides of the Channel and on both sides of the Irish Sea. Let me just remind you of one point, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to remind you all of this. If the United Kingdom still wants to leave the European Union and want to do so in an orderly fashion, if that is still the intention of the United Kingdom, then this treaty, which we negotiated with the government of Theresa May for a year and a half, this treaty is and will remain the only available treaty. And I want everybody to understand that fully. And we, alongside this treaty, have done an awful lot of work with the UK government over the past few days to explain, to clarify, to guarantee things through documents that we have agreed on, that we agreed on here in the very Parliament on Monday evening. Welcomed here as we were by Strasbourg. And Mrs. May said to us that she also wanted to publish a unilateral declaration. So what did happen Monday in that last round of discussions between the EU and the UK government? That was to provide the House of Commons and the UK Parliament with new assurances, new explanations, such as the temporary nature of the backstop. We went as far as we possibly could in order to help the UK government get the support of the House of Commons, with one concern always in the back of our minds that I expressed in your name also, is that we have to always maintain peace and stability on the island of Ireland. And we do have to respect in the Good Friday Agreement in every aspect of that agreement, the Belfast Agreement as it's also known. And also for us, the importance of maintaining, of keeping the integrity of our internal market, which is the internal market of our 28 countries at the moment, soon to be 27. That is to preserve the quality and the safety that consumers are owed for the goods that they consume. We have to have food security. We have to preserve against any animal and animal feed problems. We have to look at customs rights, VAT, and we have to have protection and clarity and security for all businesses in all your countries. We have to ensure that we have got standards for all our goods. And I just want to say to you that in Ireland and with Ireland, it's not a question of theory or of dogma whether or not we will show flexibility. It is a very practical issue indeed that deals with peace in Ireland. That peace must be lasting, and it also deals with the protection of the single market. All goods, any living animal that goes into Northern Ireland after Brexit that comes from Great Britain could then go to Poland, to Slovenia, to Belgium, to Germany, to any one of our countries, because it is the single market and there will not be a border. So we do have to find a way, and that is what we will take the time to do, to ensure that these controls on the three aspects that I mentioned, that is consumers, the budget and businesses, that they are in place. And we do not want to recreate a hard border. So on yesterday's vote then, well, I see that there are some members of the House of Commons that want a second referendum. Others want no deal. And these just run counter to all the legal assurances that we found in our discussions with Theresa May. But I think that these explanations and the guarantees are indeed significant. And we agreed them on Monday evening with the support of the UK government. President Juncker also said that there will be no further interpretations, no further assurances. We cannot go any further. So to conclude, a word about what will be happening now. Where are we this morning then? The Prime Minister announced a vote on no deal this evening and on a possible extension. These will take place in the House of Commons. After those votes, it will be up to the UK government to tell us what and how they intend to proceed. And we hope in a positive way so that they can eventually have a constructive majority on a proposal. And it is the responsibility of the United Kingdom. They have to tell us what it is they want for our future relations. What will their choice be? as you said, Madam Minister, what will be the clear line that they take? That is the question that we need an answer to now. That is the question that has to be answered before a decision really on a possible further extension. Why would we extend these discussions? Because the discussion on Article 50, that is done and dusted. We have the withdrawal agreement. It is there. And so that is the question asked, and we are waiting for the answer to that. So we are at a critical point. The risk of no deal has never been higher. That is the risk of an exit, even by accident, by the UK of the European Union in a disorderly fashion. And I urge you, please, not to underestimate that risk or its consequences. And in all seriousness, we now call on all those players involved, the European Union. Mr. Juncker has mentioned that, all member states as well, thanks to the work to all presidencies, and yours in particular, Madam President. We are ready for this. We are preparing for this. It is not a scenario that we want. We have never worked for this particular option. We don't want a no deal, an absence of an agreement. We've never wanted that. We have always worked towards finding an agreement and an orderly exit. But we are ready. The EU is ready to face that situation if we have to. And I would just remind you that if there is no other agreement, if we cannot reach another agreement, simply the way the treaty works is that risk of no deal is what we are facing.
Sometimes, even this morning, are you disappointed after this vote? My answer, our answer, shall always remain the same. We remain respectful of the UK and its people. We remain determined, calm and united, and we will remain respectful, calm, determined and united until the end of this extraordinary negotiation. We shall defend the Union interests and that all of its citizens. That will remain the line of your negotiator. Thank you very much.